Hello and what's up guys, and we're back at it once again for another episode of Is This Worth Buying? And as usual, this is Pao helping you out to break down some of the hardest games today, and in this video, we're gonna be talking about Somerville. Now, this game was released some 2 weeks ago by Jumpship, and in case you aren't familiar, Jumpship is an independent game studio built by Chris Olsen in collaboration with the former CEO of Playdead. Now, Playdead released a game called Inside some years ago, and right off the bat, you can see some elements of that game once you play Somerville, particularly in its art style, mysterious theme, and overall gameplay. Now, if you happen to just read the game synopsis, you'll have no idea that you're gonna be in for some 3 to 4 hour sci-fi roller coaster ride the moment you hit start. I mean, the relaxing cinematic car drive from the opening scene, which was accompanied by the melancholic tinkling of the piano from the backdrop, suddenly gave me a dark thriller, something bad is about to go down movie vibe. And after the opening credits rolled, you will find yourself observing a family of 3 dozing up at the couch as they watch TV, and from there, you'll be playing from the perspective of the infant child at first, but later on, you will then take control of the unnamed man as you move forward. At this point, this is where your journey, your worst nightmare starts. After getting some delicious treats to feed your dog from the basement, the earth suddenly shook and purple pinkish lights flickered, and when you check outside, ta-da! You just won yourself a grand full-scale alien invasion. Like, yay. As you ran back inside the house and hid in the basement, an alien soldier suddenly bolted out of nowhere, and when you tried to help him out, a mini explosion happened, leaving you unconscious as everything slowly faded out. And the next time you open your eyes, you'll find yourself alone with your dog with some strange alien weaponry wrapped in your arms, and at this point, your quest to find your lost loved ones really begins. All in all, this game has 14 chapters, and each of them has multiple checkpoints that you can go back and forth to once you have cleared them. Somerville falls under the puzzle adventure genre that is blended in a 2D/3D environment. Unlike Inside, where it's mostly presented in a 2D side-scroller perspective, Somerville broadens your scope of movement a bit by giving you different camera angles in each frame that you're playing in. This means that you can freely pace from left to right, go forward and backward in a variety of areas and landscapes that are filled with substantial depth and detail. Now, speaking of depth, the game also offers some interesting terrains to keep you engaged and entertained as you progress with the story. Like, you'll be going through forests, lakes, coal mines, and there's even a part where you'll plunge into an underground reservoir, which makes your adventure less monotonous and more thrilling. I also like the fact that the game also added a little visual variety to your regular movements, like you'll crawl or duck underneath certain tight spots, climb onto rocks and ladders, squeeze yourself in between objects, and swim around the depths of an underground river just so you can get to the other side. Now, as I have mentioned earlier, you will mysteriously acquire some sort of an alien technology the moment you touch the alien soldier who crashed into your house. And this one will serve as your primary weapon that will aid you in clearing obstacles throughout your journey. Well, the blue alien thingy can melt or disintegrate the cubish alien technology that's scattered all around. But first, you need to connect yourself to a working light source to make this thing fully work. Now, as you go along, you're going to get another alien weapon, but this time it works the other way around because instead of melting, it hardens and solidifies the alien material. Juggling between these 2 weapons that you have allows you to advance further in the game and solve the puzzle. And speaking of which, the puzzles that you will encounter here in Somerville are not that really hard, and most of them are just physics-based puzzles, meaning that you don't need to do some math or do some overthinking, because it's just all about placing the objects on the right spot, pulling some levers here and there, and using your blue and red energy thingies at the most suitable situation. All in all, I really like the game's overall simplicity, and right from the beginning you can already feel a general minimalist vibe, starting from its graphics, music, puzzles, down to its control system, and most especially with the way how they laid out the entire story. I mean, despite not knowing the names of the characters and not even speaking a single dialogue or having any conversation throughout the game, you would still have an idea on what to do or where to go next and pretty much remain involved in it until the last moment because of the subtle cues it planted which guide you throughout your journey. In addition to this, Somerville also dumbed down its control mechanics as you only got 2 weapons to work around and 3 main buttons to fiddle with, and I like the fact that they kept it this way and didn't add unnecessary stuff so that its audience would not deviate from its bread and butter, which is the intimate visual storytelling. Anyway guys, if you're into some laid-back puzzle adventure, then I strongly encourage you guys to try this game out. Though it may not have a strong replayability, and even though the ending was a bit flat, like you would not really go to Reddit or Google about it, I think it's still pretty fun to play because the puzzles were not that complex and the overall pace and flow of the game didn't bore me, plus it has some solid graphics. So for me, if you combine all the stuff that we just talked about here, I think Somerville is definitely worth it for its current price. On that note, that's a wrap for this edition of Is It Worth Buying? But before we close this thing up, I just want to thank you guys for your continuous support to this channel as we currently breach the 100 subscriber milestone, and once again, we appreciate the love and support that you have given us since we started. And to reciprocate that love, we're gonna give away some digital Steam gift cards to one lucky winner, and all you have to do is to comment down below about your experience in playing Somerville or send us any comment about this video. We will announce the lucky winner in the next couple of weeks, so be sure to stay tuned on our future videos. Anyway guys, once again, on behalf of Eep's Hideout, this has been Pau. See you around.